Hi there, this is Robert Simon from Wallboard, and in this short video, I would like to talk about the system-on-chip devices in case of the Samsung and LG media players. There are end customers who say that they don't want to see any cables, any external media players, anything else but one integrated screen that is hanging on the wall. And in that case, you have to select a system-on-chip device like LG or Samsung, or of course you can also select a screen and, for example, Sharp NAC with an OPS or SDM module in the background, and you can insert an external card into that one, but it's a different category because it's going to be Android or Windows or something like that. System-on-chip devices like this LG or Samsung, the pros, they are integrated, they are compact, and basically that's the end, because those motherboards, those system-on-chip devices that they have inside are not the strongest one. Even if they have 1 giga memory or 2 giga memories, they are not strong from the CPU, they are not enough from the storage. They were fine. So for basic digital signage solution, they're going to be okay. For displaying images and playing videos, they are going to be fine. But if you would like to, just a week ago, we run into this comparison that an end customer of ours wanted to load a Microsoft Power BI widget. Of course, this device, or that was a Samsung device, could load it, but the loading time of the Power BI widget was something like 1 minute 32 seconds, while it was loaded on a Windows device within 8 seconds. So there is a huge difference, and it is because of the architecture, it is because of the memory speed and everything else. So these are huge companies, and these companies are using the same motherboard in their consumer TVs and in their hospitality TVs and also on the digital signage screens with a different firmware. And you know, when they have to produce, I don't know, 50 million, 100 million pieces of the same motherboards, they will not put the most expensive CPU and the most expensive RAM into those devices. Firmwares. I know that firmwares are available on the site of LG and also on Samsung, but it is not a over-the-air type of upgrades. You cannot push it down like you can do it on BrightSign. I would say if you buy a digital signage screen with a firmware, and you will never upgrade it to a newer firmware release. The same is true for the browser, because the browser is the part of the firmware you installed. So if there is a need for upgrading the browser on the SoC screen, it is, let's say, almost impossible. And even if there are available firmware versions, they are not so much up to date. So maybe they did some bug fixes, but it is not that, you know, they increased the Chrome 75 to Chrome 95 just because it is available. No, it's going to be always the Chrome 75. The price of these digital signage screens are not huge. I think they are somewhere between the $500 and $1,500 range. Of course, if you want to have a 85-inch, of course, it's going to be more expensive. They are not so expensive, and they are great for a basic solution. They are great for a basic media player application, playing an endless loop of images and videos. The setup is quite easy because you just need to set up the TV with a couple of clicks on the remote control. Then you have to add a URL to your CMS, and basically that needs to be the setup. The maintenance will be, there is no reason to talk about the maintenance because you cannot remotely maintain a device like this. You can turn it on and off and restart it and the basic things, but you will not be able to ever remote into a device and, I don't know, do bug fixes or whatever. So the maintenance is not a question in their case. The big pro is the availability that I'm sure in all the countries you can buy locally the Samsung devices. You can order the same version of a device even 3 years later, so they are good in availability. Another question is what is their future? Because if I take a look at it, that there are the Android players, there are the Windows players, BrightSign is doing their job, but Samsung is actually washing together their SSSP platform with the Tizen platform. And the question is that how long are they going to do this, and when will they say that, okay, from now we use also Android or something like that, like for example Sony does, like Vestel does, like Sharp does. And LG is also a standalone warrior who are developing their WebOS operating system. I'm just questioning that if they have enough resources to fight against those huge competitors on this market, if it is a business for them, or if it's going to be easier to them saying that, okay, from now, let's use Google, let's use something else instead of the WebOS or the Tizen platform. We will see that. See you in the next video.